Hello everyone, I'm Alice Jaco. I'm a French board gamer. I love Eurogames and I love the Essen Spiel Fair. I will go there in less than 2 months now, and I'm really excited about everything that is going out for the fair. So I'm reading some rules, I gather information on games, and I just give them back when there is no much content on them. And today I wanted to speak about Galileo Galilei, from which I read the rules and then just explain you what it is about. So my process is very simple. I just scroll across the Essen preview on Board Game Geek, and I'm clicking on everything I'm interested in. When there are rules, I would read them when I have the time, and then I explain to you what this is about. So a funny thing is that just today Galileo Galilei is nearly as hot as Tea Garden, and the two are from the same author, which is Tomáš Holek. He's releasing 3 different games this year at Essen Spiel, and this is its first game, Eurogames, in 3 different publishers. At 3 different publishers, and he just released the designer diary on Galileo Galilei, which explains that he is very interested about the astronomic theme. Because there is an astronomical thematic, we are playing astronomers in Galileo century, who are observing the sky and publishing things, and go into conflict with the inquisitions, which may lead to loss of reputation and of points at the end of the game, quite heavily potentially, because some of them were killed by the inquisition. And the historical thematic is really present in the art and in the rulebook too. There is a lot of flavor to it. Okay, so there is a few pictures available in Board Game Geek. Quite a lot of them are from the prototype, so I will use that to explain you a little what this is about. The game, in the game, player will take turns doing a major and a minor action on their personal board. For that, you have a telescope that will move up to 3 spots each time, and just circle down to the other actions. So there is a kind of a rundel game here. Rundel. I don't really know how to pronounce it. I'm very sorry. And then you will do both your action, then the minor action will go back a bit at the end of the track and push forward the other one. So the association between minor and major action will change during the game, and there is some timing involved. This action will enable you to gather dice and raise their value, because you don't roll these dice, you just take them, and there are resources from value 1 to 6, and you need them to discover some major discoveries and constellations on cards that will enable you to have points and different bonuses. Everything is giving a lot of bonuses. You can raise up at university for multiplicative scoring at the end of the game, depending of what you reach, and there is some objectives that you need to be the first to do a certain thing to have more points. You will be chased by inquisitions, so the inquisitors are red meeples that you will collect on your player board, and you can play your cause and have them on your side if you manage to grow on them, and they will award or remove your reputation at the end of your turn if you interacted with the inquisition. This reputation track will award or remove your points at the end of the game. And you have comets that can be modifier on dice and will allow you to unlock bonuses later. This is kind of a nice twitch on this. So this is the university board. Maybe I will go into some more detail now. So on the university board you will find some tracks. One of the major actions is go up at one university track. You will, when you go up, you will gain the reward. That can be also a malus when you are taking incubators, and you will raise on the track that will give you multiplicative point at the end of the game. For example, here it's for constellation, so you will have 0 to 3 points per constellation you discovered at the end of the game, depending on how high you are on this track. Here this is for major observation, like mood of Jupiter or something like this. Here is for comets that you unlocked on your board, and this is for books on your library. I won't explain this in detail, but I will explain the linked action later. And then on the upper side you have objectives, so objective will be complementary to this because you have some tiles here, or cards, I don't really know, and some will be phased up there and some will be phased on top side that will balance the tracks with the final objectives. Okay, so this is an example of a setting that will give points according to these different kind of things. And here on the downside we have the reputation to the inquisition, so it can go to -10 to +10, and you will move across this track according to what you do. Okay, here is your player board. So your player board will associate a major action with a minor action. I think this is displayed a little differently now. Maybe I will present it on the rule book. So what is happening at your turn precisely? First you will move your telescope 1 to 3 space, so at the beginning you are on the far bottom on your board, so you have to take one of the 3 first spots, but later it's really work like a rundel, so if you are here you can do 1, 2, 3 steps and you go back to the beginning. In the middle it doesn't matter, it's really a circular thing. And then you will execute both the action you land in, so the major action and the minor action. There is some free action you can do extra by spending quadrant, which are really the money of the game. And resources are dice of different color. So you move, you do your actions, and then you do your cleanup. So cleanup will be basically take the moving tile, so the minor action on your board that you are doing can move, so you take it and you put it in the beginning of your track, you push every other action up, so this will change the association between minor and major action for the rest of the runes of the game. It will change every turn. Then you may attribute some comets, I will talk about this later, and you are checking how you are doing with Inquisition. So if you interacted with Inquisition during your turn, which might not be each turn, you have to see if you what is your current reputation with the Inquisitor who are currently interrogating you, and this will move your reputation up and down. I will talk about that in detail later too. Okay. So and then most of your minor action will be changing the value of your dice, so you starting with 1 die of each color, and then you can upgrade this die by an action which enables you to upgrade dice. Okay, so you will move their value ups. Why? So yeah. The different actions possible are observe things in the space, so this will require you to spend dice, gaining a die of value 1, or go up in a university, taking a comet, I will talk about this later, but this will be a modifier to be able to reach observation more easily. Then you have an either, so either observe or gain a dice, and then do an upgrade. Upgrade is just one of your moving actions. They have 2 sides in fact, so you can change them to have better dice amelioration or other things, because they are doing other things. Okay, so observation will work with the card in the center player board. In the game, so you have each a player board and then a central board that will have this university on the side. I already talked about this. This is for comets. I did not talk about this yet, but here in the middle you have the display for the cards that you can interact with currently. What you can observe is right on the board, and this is the main part of the game. Okay, so this is an object, stellar object that you can observe, and in this card you have 4 kind of objects. So you have 3 constellations there and 1 major object up there. The constellation will require to have yellow dice of total value 6 or more, for example, or 7 or more for the blue dice. And the major object will ask you to have 17 value between yellow and blue. This is always a bicolor thing. So when you want to observe some of these things, you can either observe 1 major object or 2 constellations. Up to 2 constellations. You can do 1 at a time if you want, and you have 7 total in the game maximum, so you cannot do twice each time if you want to do it completely. So when you observe something, you pay the dice that will total the right amount. I think you can have more than the requirements, and you will win the reward. For example, here for the red one, it will be 3 points and a quadrant. A quadrant will be money that you can spend to have extra action. Here, if you are doing the major object, you will win 18 points and take the major object. When someone takes the major object, the card will be refilled on the board, and so the constellation won't be available anymore for the other player if they didn't take it yet, but some other will appear. And the game ends when all of the cards have been shown on the board, and then you are doing 1 extra turn or something like this. Okay, so you have to pay the die, you gain the rewards. That can also be have a new inquisitor who are suspicious about you, so you take it on your board, or you are doing something which the church likes on your discovery. You are justifying something, or it's closer to their view, so you can upgrade your reputation with 1 inquisitor. This will be I will talk about this just after that. So when you take a constellation, you put one of your constellation points here, you put it on the card in the middle of the board, and then nobody else can do it, and you win the reward on the card and the reward below your marker. That can be some quadrants, it can be some advanced university, and 3 times max in the game. This will be gaining a card. When you gain a card, you take it from the top of the deck and you put it on your library, just like this kind of cards. This is what happens when you do a major discovery. I will talk about major first. So when you take a major discovery, you take the card in the middle of the board and you put it on your board, on your library, so you can align these symbols. This will be used later when you are doing advancing books, so publishing things in the library. I will first talk about Inquisition, I think, and then I will go to the library. Okay, so Inquisition, how does it work? To scroll to the right. Okay, so there is no, not yet. There is 3 different symbols involving Inquisition. This is gain a new Inquisitor that will come to the side of your board at the left spot. That will make you lose a lot of reputation if it stays there. Then you have the Persuade, so this is you improve your reputation with the Inquisition, so you move your Inquisitors that are currently interrogating you to the right, they have a better opinion about you. And Inquisitor Farewell is a kind of a special action that's rarely happen in the game, and this enables you to remove 1 Inquisitor on your board if they are already at max reputation. This is always optional, never mandatory, and you need for that to have 1 Inquisitor which already have a good opinion of you, and maybe he will just go away, and then you will be rewarded by 1 die and 1 quadrant. So Inquisitor of your board, when you take them, you take them on the left spot. When you persuade them, you will improve and move to the left. This will make you lose a lot less reputation and a lot less point at the end of the game. And when they maybe give their farewell, it's when they are on the right spot. So reputation. At the end of your turn, if you interacted with with the inquisition, and only if you move some of these points, these meeples, you will total your reputation. For example, here I have one inquisitor which will give me -4, or there is an example later. Yeah, here. If I move this guy to 2 spots during my turn, I will have -2, -1, and twice +1, so I am -1 reputation, and this will make move my reputation track because I have been interrogated with the inquisition. I think this is not very clear. So what you want to do basically, if you can, is group this persuade action so you can be less often interrogated by the inquisition, and only at the end of your turn advance on this reputation and avoiding losing them, and maybe if they are favorable enough, you will win reputation on this track, and this will be points at the end of the game. Okay. So yeah, you will not score them at the reputation at the end of each turn, but each turn in which they move. I think this gives some interesting timing question. Okay, so then I said that I was going to talk about the library action. Library action will come from different bonuses that you will win. So when you observe things, you are putting books in your libraries that can be written or read later by library actions. One of your free actions that you can spend quadrant to do is moving 3 books, but a lot of other things will give you movement on this, I think. I did not play the game. So how does it work? You have your books here aligned. You have 4 books marker. When you can move 3 spots, you choose one book or several books, and maybe you have this one 1 spot and this one 2 spots, and you are doing everything you cross to gain the bonuses. So one bonus that exists, and I think you can find them on your moving upgraded tiles, it's going directly to the end of a track. So you write a book in one time, you take one of your marker, you put it up to the end, current end, because you can still add some things, and you gain everything you cross. You have to take all of these things. Why? Because sometimes you gain a new inquisitor, and this is mandatory. You cannot choose to not do it. The same for upgraded dice. In general, you want to upgrade dice, but it's not always the case. Why wouldn't it be the case? Because there is comets. So comets are these things on your board. Can I so comets, yeah. You have comets on your board. This is the number that you can unlock. And when you are playing a comet action, you will take one of these comets and on your board and put it in the sky when you can use it later when you want to observe something. When you want to do an observation and you are coming short for 1 or 2 points, you can use these comets to add them to the value of the dice. So if, for example, here I only have 6 of value between red and blue, I can use one comet level 1 to go up to 7. So I need to have this comet already prepared. The nice thing is when I use a comet, it doesn't go away. It becomes a level 2 comet. So this will be enabling me to do +2 on one die. But I cannot use them if I don't need the points. Okay, I have to need at least a part of the points to spend a comet. And when I will spend a comet of level 2, it will go onto the book of comets, and only at the end of my turn, because I cannot use the bonus just immediately, but basically it's the resolve action. I can put it in some spots on the book of comets. This is a little interactive because it's shared between players, so if you want to do something, you have to do it before the other. This book of comets will, for example, enable you to move up at university, or to move your books, or to move your inquisitors, gain points, etc. So you take your comet and you put it on the book, and then it's used and nobody can go there anymore. Okay, so this is for comets. So sometimes you want to fall just a little short of what you are paying to be able to use your comets, but points on dice are basically resources, so gaining points is globally a good thing. How do you win them? Mainly by this secondary action, so the minor action associated to the major action. Most of them will enable you to improve your dice. So in fact there is two ways of improving a dice. Either there is this kind of symbol, which means improve all of you, for example, yellow dice from one value, or all of your yellow dice with 2 points, or there is this kind of die which say upgrade one die of your choice of 2 or 3 in value. Okay, and then you can also win new dice, go to the university, win crieterias, persuade the inquisitors, and write a book. This is the different symbols that appears on your moving tiles. Okay, so you are doing this kind of thing during your turn. Then the tile you use, go back to the beginning. We are doing the interrogation phase. As I already said, it's gaining or losing reputation if you move the inquisitor this turn. And you check if you fulfill any objective. So there is objectives on the top part of the university. Some are permanent, some depend on the settings, because the settings will give you what the track gives and what are the objectives. So for example, this is an objective that requires you to have one of each observable things, so a comet, a constellation, and a major object. When you have 2 of each, you can claim this objective. The first one to do that will score 7 points, the other will score 3 points. And any of the who have claimed an objective can have an Inquisitor farewell, so they can send away an Inquisitor and win 1 quadrant and 1 die, which is written there. So that's it. You play like this up until you exhausted all the deck of discoveries. You constitute the deck. It depends of the number of players. You have level 1, level 2, and level 3 cards at the beginning of the game. And then at the end of the game, you score points for your tracks in university and for your Inquisitors. So both the ones that are still in your board and your reputation will award or remove points. And that's it. Okay, so final scoring, you will have this will count as points, and the global reputation track also. So there is a timing involvement between the two, and the different tracks are multiplicative scoring. So for me, this game seems really interesting. I think there is a lot of things to do, and a timing element when you are trying to research this or do this or have this bonus before doing this. Try to have the Inquisitor moving at the same time. I'm wondering how interactive this is, because I think that the main focus on your board and how can you combine these dice to do what you want to do and to have a good way to spend them. But the display of cards is common to all players, so maybe there is a little rush sometime and pressure about who will be able to do that before me. The objective also makes of you have to go there first. But what is happening on your board doesn't have a big impact of what other players are doing on their board. The action seems fast enough, and you have different bonuses when you are doing an action, but these bonuses won't give other bonuses and other bonuses which are big actions. I think you are doing a few of actions that are quite fast at your turn, so I imagine that it should run quite smoothly between players. I really need to play it to know more about it, in fact, because I want to play it. This is clear. I really want to be able to play this game and to see what it gives on the table. The thematic is really interesting. Also, I didn't talk about this, but there is an advanced version which doesn't change a lot. It just gives some asymmetrical power to each person, which will be specialized according to the actual guy it represents. So Galilei will have better observation capacity for observation and a special book of comets. John Clay player will be able to adapt a little more, etc, etc. So each guy have a little things that are different from the other. It doesn't change how the game should work globally, but give you a twist and leaning onto some kind of things more than other. There is also a solo game, and you are playing against a phantom player. I didn't read the rules precisely, but it exists. Okay, so this is a lot of I want to be able to pay that, so I need to do this first and then this first, or this amelioration is linked to this action. How can I take the most of it by doing the thing in the right order because of this moving action and these fixed actions? You need to accumulate resources to be able to do things. I think that the comet thing, with when you need to spend them to have more things, is a nice touch. About how will I be able to use them fast enough, but still make them profitable enough so I don't waste them on minor things. I don't really know, but this seems like an interesting twist about dice modification, and I really want to play it. So I hope to see that in Essen Spiel, and see you soon for other videos like this. If you like this kind of thing, when I present you the game and I try to give some information about games I didn't play up until the fair, I will publish other videos, so don't hesitate to subscribe, it will help me. And see you soon. Bye.